We're live.
Hey.
Giovanni, girl, we're live.
Okay.
Okay, what up, everyone? We are live. It is another episode, another Thursday of Herbal Tea Thursday, and I'm in chill mode. So, you
We're
know,
in chill
oh,
mode,
we're in chill
y'all.
mode. We're
That's
in
why it's
chill mode.
called a check-in.
It is definitely
And
a quick
yeah,
check-in.
check-in. And what you sipping on, Shireen?
I am just drinking some water that has ginger and honey in it. How about yourself?
Ran out of honey. I had some earlier this week, but I got some elderberry tea
Ooh,
in
that's
my
nice.
Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast.
Cheers, cheers. I'm not moving my arm because I'm holding up a light manually. So,
Yeah. It's your healthy habits and lifestyle coach, Giovanni, host of the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast. Y'all, it's another Wellness Live series.
all right, let's do that for a bit.
Episode. Yeah, you ready to check us in, Sheree?
Yeah, we're just going to read some.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Giving it, girl.
Mm.
I'm so excited to get into the wins so I can hear about your win.
Okay, so here's our check-in.
Okay, I'm checking the link.
Hold on. So, when things are meant to happen, they align so naturally, it's undeniable. What's meant to be falling into place for me. So, I'm just going to drop that into the chat.
Okay.
When things are meant to happen, they align so naturally. Why is it 3 there? It's there 3 times. Weird. All right, whatever. It's undeniable. What's meant to be is falling into place for me. Yeah.
I received that. That's a good check-in.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice check-in. Things are meant to happen. They align so naturally. It's undeniable. What's meant to be is falling into place for me.
Absolutely.
I like that. What's meant to be is falling into place for me. That's the affirmation right there. That last sentence alone.
What's been, yeah, is meant to me. Yeah, meant to me. What is meant to be is falling into place for me. And maybe I'll just kind of paste that on my phone, read that out for a bit.
Girl, who you telling? I could you. Great check-in.
Yeah, girl.
Great check-in. Needed just that one part for me. Let's get into the wellness wins.
Okay.
Come on, Shereen.
Girl, go first. I am struggling holding this damn light with my arm.
Oh my gosh. I was ready for you to tell us about the win.
You can
That's what I
go.
said
You
I
can
was
go.
ready
I'll
for.
go.
I didn't
I'll
even
go.
think about mine. Didn't even think about mine.
Well, think about yours. There's 2 of us here.
I know, but I was letting you
All
go
right.
because you had to tell us.
All right.
Let's see.
Okay. So for mine, yesterday we had. Excuse me. Yesterday we had our opening to the second location, which is a partnership. So it's a partnership with myself and another lady, Chris Beth Coey. So her business is called Empowered for X. They move locations and they already had a co-working space and they offer they work on back end systems for businesses, for small businesses. But they moved locations. They offer other services, which you can see on the Empowered for X website. And I was thinking of her as one of the people to partner with. And she was thinking of me. And so I think in December or November, um, she approached me when I was approaching her. And we decided to talk about this partnership.
What's meant to be is falling
into
into
place
place for me.
for me. Exactly. And it was honestly so good. It was so busy. And that's why I'm like in chill out mode today. I literally slept in today. Probably to I was trying to sleep to at least 11, so I think I got up at like 10:40. But that's sleeping in. Um, but it was great. It was busy. We had the podcast room over there, which I was managing, and we were recording just like little clips for people who came in. We gave away, there's a spin wheel so you could win things for a giveaway. You could win like a service for them from them. They also have like a um, virtual addresses there for other businesses. They service like over 200 businesses. No, over 500. Oh no, hundreds of businesses. They set up back end systems and things like that. So it was great. She has a great team of women. As a matter of fact, everybody oh wait, I was going to say almost everybody that showed up were women, but that's not true. People came throughout the day, like a couple of men, but Ryan came through. But at one point when we were like, so they had also like seminars, and she's also business partners with Ryan. Um, and so they had an afternoon lunch and learn seminar, which was all about marketing and things like that. So it was a great seminar. And then they had a seminar in the evening, and RBC, one of the major banks out here, came through and talked about the importance of like insurance. They talked about this one particular service that was, I wrote notes. Oh, I can see it on my computer. I wrote notes. So one of it was basically like income protection insurance for business owners, for entrepreneurs, which I'd never heard of. So I thought, I had asked the question, okay, well, I was working 9 to 5 last year, and then also I was working on my business, and I got laid off. Could I have bought this insurance for my job? And they're like, no, but it's for if you are a business owner and you hurt yourself. So the girl, she was working on her business before she joined the bank, and I think she might have been working along the same line of business, like insurance. And she hurt herself. She broke her leg. She's always wearing heels. And she broke her leg, or she broke her foot, or something like that. But basically, she couldn't work. But if you get this insurance, it protects you for if something happens and you cannot work. And I was like, every entrepreneur needs to know about this. So that was cool. Three different people won a free hour. Of podcasting in the new room out there, in the new studio out there. Um, I had someone tell me that they're like open to helping out, right? So we'll check out what their portfolio looks like. We'll check out if it aligns and things like that. They actually went to school for film. They're actually also a videographer and a photographer, and they went to school for film in South Africa. So what's meant to be is falling into place for me.
I love it. It
Yeah,
is.
it was good. It was a long day. Like I was up from like 4, and I was really, really nervous in the morning. I don't know why. I was like really nervous.
Now
Um,
that it's over, do you think you know why you were nervous, or you still don't know?
no, I don't know, because once it got going, it went away. So before people even got into the room, and I had some great conversations, met people, took away contacts for other people that I know that want to do certain things in their business. So it was really, really good. Everybody who was there will get a discount. I worked really hard the first 2 days of this week, 3 days. I can't remember what day we're on. Basically, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, um, to prepare the website so that you can. Sorry, I'm really tired. So my words are kind of like all like I don't have words.
Oh my
So
goodness,
you
that
could
was so
basically
amazing.
access our website and book either room, and it was a success. So we have takeaways, and I have a business partner when it comes to the other side of the city, which is really cool. And she is an amazing speaker. I also did not realize that she was Trini, which is cool. Yeah, like I had no idea. We've been spending so much time together lately, and I did not know. Um, Her accent sounds a little different, so I did not see that. Well, we were just
So that this is like win on top of win on top
yeah,
of
yeah,
win
yeah,
right
yeah,
now,
yeah,
right? Because I'm like
yeah.
trying to track where we are with all the wins now. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
sound like
yeah.
it's a
It,
winning
it
speech.
it was just a great time altogether. Like the alignment is crazy,
Mm,
but just hearing her speak, like I was talking to her today, just saying like, okay, I'm gonna make a list of all the things we need because I brought a lot of stuff. Like I brought some stuff down,
uh-huh.
but I'm gonna make a list of all the things we need to buy. And she's going on a big trip, a huge trip at the end of this month. So I am gonna be so busy between the two locations. But she also has a great team, an amazing team of women, and they spoke. And she had a presentation of the things they do, and she even like some of her clients came through. Like it was so good. Oh, it was so good, but like you can't see when you're like you can, but by like 4 or 5 o'clock, I was like, oh, what time does this end? I'm done. And I didn't leave there. It didn't end until about like 9, 10. It was late because they had an evening seminar. Like they had a whatever it was, some sort of seminar that people paid for to come through in the evening. So it was a long, busy day. The people from the bank were amazing. It was two black women, and I was like, "Have you ever thought about doing?" So the question of the day that we were asking yesterday is, if you were going to start a podcast, what would you talk about? And if you already have a podcast, what is your next episode going to be about? And the women from the bank, they came early, and the lady was like one beautiful black women and dressed to the nines, right? And one lady was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about it, but I'm going to Toastmaster." Girl, I turned on that camera and she was a professional. And I'm like, "You do not need Toastmasters. You could teach a Toastmasters." Like, it was so good. Um,
It sounds like a great event.
it was. It really was. So
And are
there's
y'all already like booked up and stuff? Like already getting a lot of
not
bookings
yet. Like
in the
we
system?
not yet. So
Okay, you're
a
making me
lot of
nervous. I
information
can
was
say
given
you
out.
about
Yeah, but
to.
not yet. So
Okay.
we're not yet. No.
Okay. Because you were
Yeah.
like, and she's gonna be gone on a trip. I'm like, whoa.
Well,
What does this
she's
look
going
like?
to
I thought you were about to
Japan.
be like ripping and running.
Well, she's going to
Or
Japan. So I am
so
going to be
it will
ripping
be
and
a
running.
minute.
So I'm going to
Mhm.
be ripping and running. I'm going to be going. It's not a close location. It's
Of course,
literally
like you wouldn't want it to be, right? If you're
no, but
already
what
in
I'm
one
saying
city,
is
right?
it's so Toronto's big, like from a driving standpoint, right? So every like to
I've
get
only
places
been downtown. Well, I wouldn't even say downtown. What's that?
Eaton Center.
Queen Street.
Yeah, that's
I've only
downtown.
been like Queen Street. Yeah, so I've only been downtown and
Yeah.
to the airport the two times that I was there.
Yeah,
So
that's
I've
right
never
in
just got in a car and drove all across and was
well,
all in the
it's
different neck of the
literally like
woods.
going an hour everywhere, right? And the highways are always packed and all stuff. So somebody said, "Oh, where are you going to be?" I'm going to be like, "Catch me on the highway. Catch me on the 401.
And then you then probably still not about to catch Shireen the way she be flooring it out there on the
Catch me on the
highway.
highway."
Let me see my wellness win. I was struggling. I was really trying to think of one for my wellness win, but I'm gonna just have to say that I got enough rest. Like I maximized my rest. I think
Okay.
that's what I'm gonna have to say as my wellness win. I was not my like
You
100%
do sound
self,
better.
and
Mhm.
so
I said you sound better.
thank you. And so like I feel like I really laid it down. Like by the time I got home, like I was able to make it to
Mhm.
work and then get home and lay it down, or even at work. Like there was a few times where it was just lay it down in the back seat on my break type thing, like just
Oh.
resting. So I prioritized rest a lot because my body needed it.
Mhm.
And so I think that was a huge win for me. As well as like I ended up missing 2 days of posting, and I don't even think I posted anything today. So this will go day 3 if I don't post. But I was okay with that. Like I was posting, and then I was just like, rest, and I gave
Mhm.
myself that grace, and I was able to still drop my podcast episode yesterday.
Awesome.
And so I got through it. I don't even know what I was saying or talking about, but I got through it. And so I'm gonna say my wellness win is that I got the rest and I got what needed to get done throughout the week. So overcame some things, but I think that was really good. Um, Another good, I guess it'll take us into the conversation. So I'll say, y'all, if you haven't already, please make sure that you have subscribed to both my and Shireen's YouTube channel. If you're checking it out on Facebook, please click the icons and hit that subscribe button and let YouTube know that we are a consistent vibe that comes on the platform every week. And we have a podcast, we have videos, shorts, different experiences that we provide on our channel. So we would love for you to let YouTube know by subscribing. So Shireen,
Mm-hmm.
are you focused or are you frazzled?
A little bit of
I
both.
was getting into this. So this was another part of kind of like a wellness win. I was reminded that I needed to dream and figure out what my
Mm.
dream was. And I feel like before we started having this conversation, I've been struggling with figuring out what my dreams are, like getting back to that. And I think we called it conditioning, I think before, or programming, because we've consumed so much different
Content.
content and conferences and communities and so many different ways of other people's things. And I think I am struggling to figure out how to dream again. Like when you get into like the thick of it and you're just doing the things,
Yeah.
um, it's going back to remembering, what did I really want this to look, feel, taste, and vibe like,
Mhm.
before trying to figure out how it all was supposed to like structurally come into place, I think. And so when you say, are you focused or you're frazzled? I think at this particular point in time, I'm a little frazzled. But I started the month off very focused. I
Okay.
created a routine. I had my routine down, that I created. Haven't respected the routine just quite yet. And I knew it was going to take time. Like, that's not something that just happens just because you put it in place, especially if that's not your typical habit or your lifestyle.
Yeah.
So really, it takes steps, increments of really getting things in intentionally over time and making sure it really works, just because theoretically it would look like it worked on paper or on spreadsheet. So I think I started off very focused, excited about the year, saw the year as a whole, saw it in quarters, and then things just kind of was like, that sounded good theoretically, but is that really what I want? Is it really the vibe I like? Is it really how I want to show up? What does that really look like? And so I think we talked about January being like this whole year already within itself of a month.
Yeah.
And I think now it's just like, I'm not quite sure what February has in store, but I really hope it allows me to really get back to dreaming. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I think that's what it is for me. So I think I'm more frazzled than focused. What about you?
Um, I'm a little bit of both. I'm a little bit of both. Yeah, January has been a crazy, crazy month. Um, the politics side of January has been taking a lot of my energy. You can't help but kind of see what's going on, pay attention to what's going on. Hold on, I was trying to like reposition myself. Let's see if that works a little better. Yeah, that works a little better. You can't help but see what's like, pay attention to what's going on because you need to, right? Even though we're in different parts like of the country, it will impact both of us. It impact you and it'll impact us. Um, So that has taken a part of like my energy. Um, I understand where you're coming from for like the dreaming part. Because I think the last time I was saying, I don't know if I was saying it on the live or when we were talking in the chat, or maybe I was just talking to somebody else. Like, well, what am I planning? Like, I feel like I'm talking to people and they're planning different things. Like, what am I actually planning? Even though there's things that I want to do, or there's things that I'm being approached for, or I'm talking to people about, I still was like, well, what's the big event? You know what I mean? Um, and maybe it seems big to people, and sure, maybe it's big, and my head is so down that I can't see, right? So I get that part. Um, I also get there's a lot going on, and it affects the psychological side of things, right? And I'm not talking about even outside of like my household, right? There's a lot going on in like every single area of my life. So am I focused or frazzled? I'm a little bit of both because I have no choice but to look at, okay, what is happening this week? What is happening this month? What am I fixing? What am I working on? What's my priorities? What are my financial responsibilities? Like all of those things. And then, so it's crazy. And January does feel like it's been 3 months, right? It feels like today I was like, I don't care. I'm not moving until at least 11 o'clock. Like, just don't move. Just stay in bed and don't move. And then I thought, oh wait, there was like 3 messages that I wanted to film and get it out as a show. Um, don't ask me what they are, because girl, I don't remember at the moment. And then other things happen, and then I'm like, you know what? I think I need to stay right here where I am. And a couple of appointments got rescheduled. So I'm like, okay, it's going to be a good day for like just some admin. So I'm a little bit of both focused and frazzled. Yesterday's event, I was basically like working. Like at one point the mic stopped working. So like I'm working, right? Like just the battery died because we were using wireless mics for yesterday. Um, but there were takeaways that came out of yesterday, that people that I met, potential things that came out of net yesterday. So it's like, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. So some of it I have no choice but to be focused on, is where I'm going. um
I think we all have to have like that a little bit,
I don't know where
a
to go.
little dose of focus just to get through the day. Like we have
Mm-hmm.
no room or space to be non-productive in any kind of way at all. So I think there's always that little piece of focus that you just have to get you through the day, to get the must things done. Maybe not everything you would have wanted ideally to get done, but you had a little bit of focus to get done what you need to get, like the priority type things, or what was needed or necessary. But like as a whole, I feel you on the frazzle part. Like, because we were, and you even said it like before we even got here, like almost like 3 months before we got here. You ready for 2025? Here we go. New calendar year, and the year of January 2025
Oh
has
my
been
god.
a
And the year
whole,
of January end already now?
the
Like,
whole calendar is just like,
yeah.
and we still have a day.
Hold on. All right. It's
Yeah.
been the whole calendar with no holidays, no long weekends, you know what I mean? And
And
just
then the
like,
one holiday we did get here in the US didn't even really feel like the holiday because it was exactly. And so I mean, I think
that.
there's a lot of things that's causing us to be frazzled. I was about to put it all together. And I just feel like, well, and I'm not saying all of us, because I don't know how you all feel. Make sure when you
Yeah,
are
yeah, you drop it
catching the
in the chat.
replay, and you just let us know, are you focused or frazzled?
But you know what I
And
heard
in
someone
what
say,
way?
Giovanni? I
Hmm.
heard someone say block out the noise. And I think I heard either early this morning, like on TikTok, or late last night, block out the noise. I think it was last night, just as I walked in the house, I parked my car, and sometimes I'm so tired that I can't move, right? Like in the vehicle. So I was just sitting there and I opened my phone and someone said, block out the noise. There's a lot of noise happening right now, right? Block out the noise. And it's like, oh my God, you can't even see noise because it's every day there's chaos happening politically um, that impacts us, right? And my cousins across the border, like I'm like feeling for my cousins across the border, right? So there's a lot of noise, but then there's also great things like TikTok right now is having Hillman University, which is great. All of these professors teaching things for free. I'm signed up for so many things. So it's like you're learning. And then, I was driving and I was listening to my ebook. I dropped somebody home last night and I was like, sorry, do you want me to change the ebook? The ebook is talking some business thing. She was like, no, it's a good book.
I'm glad you're loving the Hillman thing. Some of the people in my community are really on to that trend. I
It's
think it's
good.
really, really cool to see
Yeah.
that wave happening for people. Well, I'm not seeing it, but to hear that
Mm.
wave is happening. So I think that's pretty cool. It was something you said. You said block out the noise, and for me, it's not even the noise. It's I'm not hearing anything. I'm listening for my
Mhm.
voice. I'm trying to imagine and picture what the dreams look like. I really want this event in March, and it's just like, what do I even want it to look like, feel like, taste like, be like? And today, even driving before we had this call coming home, I was listening to something about events and micro events, and I'm just like, Giovanni, you've done an event before and you didn't even realize you were doing an event, and it was fun.
Mhm.
It wasn't like, even though I was like nervous, wasn't not sure if we were going to have enough food or whatever the case may be, it doesn't have to be this long planned out extravagant thing. Like, people don't need all of that, but you had fun and you enjoyed that experience. And it was just like, how do you just naturally do that again? Or what is it that you will want to do on a different scale? Because that, the goal was, we're going to the podcast summit, and there's so many of us that are launching podcasts, and we met in this space trying to all figure it out, in this vulnerable space, trying to figure out, what do we want our podcast to be about, how we want to show up, and all these different things. And it was like, okay, anybody that's plant-based or like plant-based food, like, let's all
Mhm.
vibe. And I didn't know who was coming and what it was going to be like. I didn't realize I was going to end up having a whole celebrity chef
Right?
and have it in the room. Didn't have a venue.
Mhm.
So the room was the venue. You just make things happen. And it was like the right people were right there. And
Mhm.
it's just like, I don't think I had a vision for that. It was just, I knew I was going.
Mhm.
I knew I wanted to have something to remember the experience, about and why. And I had already told people I want to eat good. And so who knew that my celebrity chef was also going to be my first podcast guest, the next
Yeah.
day, and recording that. And so it was just a nice experience. And it's just like, but what's next? What does this look like for other women with endometriosis? Like, I know that we all have different experiences, different journeys. I've shared some already on the podcast before, and it's just like, what would they want? What would they want to experience? What would be interacting and engaging? And then it's like, well, Jemima, what would you want? How would you want these people to feel being in a space? And it's just like, where is the noise? So I understand some people need to block out the noise. I'm listening for my voice and wondering, when is it going to show up, so I can kind of get to a place where I can dream about what this event is going to be like, and get ready to have the support to put it together and see how it all falls in place.
So I think that When she meant the noise, I think she meant the things that are outside of what we want,
Mm.
right? So maybe that's not really infiltrating your space, where
Mm-hmm.
I know it's kind of infiltrating my space. And I'm aware of this, like I said this before, but also you don't need to wait to have the support to do what you want to do. You just
Oh,
need
I
to
got it already.
I was gonna say you just need to start doing what you right. So like you just need to book the same way you said, hey, and I don't remember the date. I'm just gonna like paraphrase. Tuesday, I'm gonna have some plant-based food up here, like pull up, right? The same way you simplified that, but yet it turned into this whole big event. And even if you didn't have the dream of that, it didn't it occurred because you put it out there. So all you need to do is, whether it's like get on Eventbrite now, as it's like whatever day it is, the 29th, it's the 30th, geez Louise, and just put that there, and then just put like maybe 2 or 3 points of what people can expect, and just set the time and put it on Eventbrite. That's all you have to do, and everything else will come up, right? And you'll put your bio of who you are and what you're going to kind of like talk about, and you can even just push an ad on Facebook for like $3 a day for like 2 weeks kind of thing, and let it run. That alone, oh, that alone, um keep it simple. What one thing I took away from yesterday was that um at all the events that Ryan and Chris Beth have. Chris Beth is my business partner on the west side of the city. Um they always have like talks there. It's never just like a celebration. And when you were speaking, it kind of reminds me of like respect the small, which we've heard in the past, right? Um and then finally, like so their event, be it that she had a lunch and learn and then she had an evening event, even though it was the grand opening, I didn't know until today when her and I were talking that those were paid events that people went on to Eventbrite and purchased to be in the room. um and then I was telling somebody like, wow, like the way they're always giving business information to the community when they have their events. Like the last time Ryan had his 5 year or even his 7 year in December or November, whenever it was, he had an opportunity for people to invest in like this opportunity. You know what I mean? And he had somebody come out and speak. So I'm like, it's never just like a party. It's like an intentional party where you're going to learn. You know what I mean? So just simplify it. The dream might come. You might get inspired when the people come. And like today, she was giving me the insights of like the people and all that. I didn't know. I think I seen it somewhere, but like I'm not really. I'm focused on. Oh my god, I got to go set up this room. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm focused on. And then today, she gave me like the insights of like, well, this and this and this, and I was like, oh. But it made me realize, like, even in this conversation, you can do. It doesn't need to be over the top.
Mm-hmm.
So just create that Eventbrite by tomorrow, end a day. That's my challenge for you. Pick a date and create the Eventbrite. Write your paragraph. Let ChatGPT or whichever chat write that paragraph and have like 3 bullets, 2 bullets, and just pick your location and date. That's it. And then go and get an ad out just based off of that. You can run the ad in Eventbrite, and Eventbrite will throw it to the Facebooks and the whoever, and the women that have the conditions or that want to learn will come to your event. And it doesn't have to be, it could be when they get there, because we're going into February. So there's not much time more that you have to think. You actually have to put it out there so people will come. I spoke to somebody else who's having an event in February, and I was like, where, like yesterday or the day before, and I'm like, where is your, I did a bunch of content for you. Why are you not putting it out there? And she's like, oh, it was in the stories. And I'm like, why isn't it on your page? Go take out a $3 ad and promote your business and promote your event. Even if you get, I think she said she wanted like 20 people and she has 10 people. I'm like, go get your other 10. Or I had
How did she
something
get
else.
the 10 that she already had?
Say it again.
How did she get the 10 that she already had?
I don't know.
That's good though. She's already halfway there, and she didn't even
And
need
that's
that.
what I said. You're
That's
halfway,
organic right there.
you're halfway there. Well, I know somebody else, they were running something else and they had 2 people, and I said, you make it the best event for those 2 people.
Mm-hmm. I was
Right?
listening to it today, and they were just talking about it. Like, put the event out there and just be excited if 2 or 3 people come, because those 2 or
Yeah.
3 people come and they pull out their phone, and now you have content and you have social proof that you did something and there was an
Yeah.
experience. Like that. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
But it wasn't for me. It wasn't even the numbers. It was just what do I want this experience
No,
to be
but my
like?
whole point is that you don't have to, you
But
didn't
you
think of,
already said it. Just put it out there, and I won't know
exactly.
until we actually get there, and we'll see how the vibes flow. And that's
Well,
sometimes how it goes in the classroom too.
but I'm not saying to keep it exactly like that. I'm saying plan to talk about one thing.
Hmm?
Plan to give one little thing, like one piece of information. And don't worry about the whole experience, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
plan one thing to talk about, but get the information out first. It sounds backwards, it's not backwards. Just get it out and then plan for that day.
One thing to talk about. I got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
one thing to talk about, right? And that one thing you could talk about in the beginning and say, now that we've get some great food, and let me, you know what your one thing could be about? Your one thing could be about your journey. Your one thing could be, it could be a part of your, the girl, my business partner, a part of her talk last night, she did tell us her journey. She showed us her timeline, right? She had other things in there. The lunch and learn was very focused on marketing and all of that stuff, but it was also focused on like what her team services and things like that. But
I
her,
think that makes sense. I like the one thing.
yeah,
I like
the one thing, but
let's
include
just
your
let that
journey.
marinate in there. Like the one thing that not. I mean, of course, the journey is going to come out because they got to know
Yeah,
who you are and what you're putting. But that wouldn't be like the one thing that I would want out there. I would want. I like that. Let me think about what's the one thing.
but
But my first
tie the
note
one
would
thing
be,
to your journey.
of course. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the only way I'll be able to articulate it when I put it out there anyway.
yeah.
But one thing. So let me see what comes with the one thing that
Yeah,
works for me.
yeah,
All right, I'm with it. But that was a good check-in.
yeah,
I appreciate it.
yeah.
Thank you. I don't know if it will help others, but clearly our transparency and vulnerability of just showing up and being able to say what we're focused on and was able to get through, and then what we're kind of frazzled in some areas. I think that relatability and human touch is always a vibe. And so I look forward to seeing what other people, when they come and catch the replay, tell us if they're focused or frazzled, and if they felt like January was a whole year, like how we felt it was a
There
whole
were
year.
no holidays.
No holiday, not got robbed of that, and just so much happening, even more.
But I think we have some great takeaways. Block out the noise and what's meant to happen. What are the things when things are
meant to
meant
be
to
is
happen?
falling into place for
Well, I was
me.
going from the whole thing. When things are meant to happen, they align so naturally, it's undeniable. What's meant to be is falling into place for me. And as Giovanni said, that's a great affirmation to just
Mm-hmm.
ride with for
I'm
the
gonna ride
next
with
little
that all
while,
everywhere.
right?
It's meant to be
Yeah,
is falling into place for me.
yeah.
February, yeah, that's mine right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with it. But y'all, in my show notes, Wellness with Giovanni, in my show notes, I have a 5-day mindful eating plan for you, anti-inflammatory options and mindful eating affirmations for those of us that are reestablishing our relationship with food. So if you are in a place where you like, I want some juice, some smoothie, some more plant-based nutrition, grab your 5-day meal plan and let that thing just cook because it's just for you. So y'all get that 5-day meal plan and make sure you check out the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast. That's all I got, Shireen.
Alrighty. Well, I don't have much except for I think that affirmation is more than enough. Like we're just all trying to figure it out, and hopefully, um, I'm gonna focus on blocking out the noise. Um, I've had a few days with carbs like starch, and I noticed like which starch like. I haven't had a lot of starch, but the few days I've had starch, like I feel it the next day.
And what was it?
Hmm?
What were they?
What do you mean? Like what was the food?
No, the ones that you said that you really could feel.
Oh, like the food or the feeling?
The food, like the one that
Well, it's like
triggered.
rice. It's rice, right?
Oh,
So I
it's
had rice, yeah. But I could. I'm more concerned about the feeling. So it's like I don't even have a lot, but I could feel it. So it's like okay, well, I'll probably still cut back a bit. Not even a bit. I'll still cut back. But that's not even with a lot. Um, but I have been drinking a lot of herbal tea and um, just a lot of herbs, a lot of herbal tea this month. So I'll stay on that path, and I know it's going to be really busy for the next few months. So um, I'm just going to try to pack things to go. Right, pack things for the highway.
got to. I gotta get that. I gotta get the packing too.
Yeah,
I gotta
pack
get the
things to
packing
go.
more. That's glory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pack
I got
things to
you
go.
too. All
So
right. Well, it's been another one. It's been the last one in this year of
all right,
January. Y'all, see you in the February vibes where it's all about that Black excellence. Y'all, make sure you come through and vibe with me and Shireen on Thursdays all
mhm.
month long. Let's turn up the Black excellence.
We Black excellence every day, every Thursday. So
And
pull up.
yes.
Mhm. I have our checkout message.
Mm-hmm.
I am embracing the unfamiliar with an open mind and an open heart.
Mm.
Outside of my comfort zone is where my dreams are made. I didn't even read it. I just copied it, pasted it, and removed some spaces, and I didn't even read it. Look at that.
Girl, drop that
Oh,
in.
right. I did.
Drop that in the group.
Okay, our group, I will. Yeah.
I need
Outside
that.
of my comfort zone is where my dreams are made.
Mm.
Yeah. Another one, right?
Yeah, a
So
whole nother one.
yeah, I think we got some messages to hold
We
on
did.
to. Yeah, so
Glad we
and
showed up today and was able
yeah,
to lean in this direction.
for sure, for sure.
All
All right.
right, y'all. Thanks for vibing with us, y'all.
Take care, everyone. See you next Thursday.